Welcome dear students. So in this lecture we are going to deal with the grammar topic. It is pattern of sentence or sentence pattern in English. So in the previous lectures we have seen about the parts of speech and this part sentence pattern. It is closely related with it. That is why we are dealing with this grammar topic sentence pattern. Now friends, you can read the sentence given on your blackboard. So what is the sentence? The cab driver returned me my purse honestly. The cab driver returned me my purse honestly. As all of you know, the sentence is meaningful group of words. So all these words, the cab driver returned me my purse honestly. All these words are arranged in a manner so that we can get a meaningful sentence. So sentence is a group of meaningful words. So this is the meaningful group of the words. That is why this is meaningful sentence. But further speaking, this sentence can be divided into two parts. So which are those two parts? The first one, it is subjective part. What is subjective part? It is related to the subject of the sentence. And another, it is predicative part. So the first part is subjective part and another one, it is predicative part. So that predicative part tells us something about that subject. So it is predicative part. Now let's move towards subjective part of the sentence. So as you know which parts of speech or which topic we have to cover there, the first one is subjective part, there comes subject. So which parts of speech can be the subject of the sentence? The first one, it is noun. So parts of speech, the first part of speech, it was noun, and in noun we have seen what is noun. Noun is naming word given to person, place, thing, animal, feeling, etc. So noun can be the subject of the sentence. Name of person, place, thing, animal, feeling, etc. All these are the nouns. So we can use noun as the subject of the sentence. Second, pronouns. So the list is given here. I, we, you, he, she, it, they. All these personal pronouns can be the subject of the sentence. They can be included in the subjective part of the sentence, and personal pronouns used in subjective case only can be the subject of the sentence. In objective case, these personal pronouns differs from that subjective case. So I, we, you, he, she, it and they. These are the personal pronouns in subjective case can be used as the subject of the sentence. So this is the part of subjective part. This is subjective part, and in that subjective part, subject, nouns and pronouns can be used as the subject of the sentence. Now let's move forward towards predicative part. So what is predicative part? Again, that predicative part I have divided into two branches. The first one, it is verb, and another one, it is object or complement of the sentence. So verb, in parts of speech we have studied verb. So verb can be divided into two parts again. In predicative part, we are now seeing that first uh, branch of the predicative part, it is verb, and then we will turn towards that object. So now verb. Verb can be helping verb or main verb. In a sentence, we use both kind of verbs. The first one, helping verb, main verb. But if you read this sentence, the cab driver returned me my purse honestly. As this is the sentence from simple past tense, that is why helping verb is not used in this sentence. So there is no helping verb. But in besides that simple present and simple past, every tense carry that helping verb. So helping verb. Now these helping verbs can be subdivided into two parts again. The first one, primary auxiliaries, and second one, modal auxiliaries. Now let's speak about the helping verb, and the first part of the helping verb, it is primary auxiliaries. So which are the primary auxiliaries? All these are the primary auxiliaries which you can see on your blackboard. The first one, the primary auxiliaries of to be. So am, is, are, those are the primary auxiliaries in present, and as where, these are the primary auxiliaries in past of to be. So am, is, are, as where, these are the primary auxiliaries of to be. Then next one, to have. Have, has and had, those are the primary auxiliaries of to have. Have and has, we use it in present tense, and had, we use it in past tense. And third one, to do. And do, does, did, those are the primary auxiliaries or helping verbs of to do. So do, does, did. And this do, does and did, these helping verbs we use in simple present and simple past to make the sentence negative, to or to attach the negation or to ask a question. So if we want to ask a question in simple present or simple past, we take help of do, does, did. That is why those are the primary auxiliaries of to do. Now all these primary auxiliaries, as I have told you in that parts of speech, in that third part of speech, verb, that am, is, are, as, where, have, has, had, then do, does, did, those primary auxiliaries can be used as linking verbs also, can be used as main verbs also. So these are the primary auxiliaries. Now second part of helping verb, it is modal auxiliaries. So modal auxiliaries means they tell us about the mood of the sentence, and all these are the modal auxiliaries. So shall, will, should, would, can, could, may, might, must, ought to, used to, need, dare, all these are the modal auxiliaries. So as we have seen, verb is divided into two parts, helping verb and main verb. Speaking about helping verb can be divided into two parts. First one, primary auxiliaries. So to be, to have and to do. All these are the primary auxiliaries, and modal auxiliaries. So these 13 you can see on blackboard. So all these are the modal auxiliaries. Now let's move towards main verb. So now let's speak about the form of the main verb. So there are four forms I have written on the blackboard. Phi1, it means root verb. Phi2, it means past of the verb. Then Phi3, it means past participle of the verb. And Phi4, it means ing form, ing suffix attached that verb. It means present participle of the verb. Now as you can see, again I have these verb 1, verb 2, verb 3, verb 4. These are the main verbs. These are the four forms of the main verbs. Now I have taken here examples. In the first line you can see play, played, played and playing. So that play is Phi1, played is Phi2, again played it is Phi3, and playing it is Phi4. Then go, it is Phi1, went Phi2, then gone is Phi3, and going it is Phi4. Again cut, Phi1, cut, Phi2, cut, Phi3, and cutting, Phi4. From the different types of the verbs, I have taken those three to make it understand or to clear the topic. For example, that play, played, played and playing, this is regular verbs, because you can just attach ed suffix to make it in past and past participle. That is why those are the regular verbs. But irregular verbs, you can't attach that ed suffix to that irregular verbs. That is why go, there is no ed suffix attached there to past and to past participle. That is why these are the irregular verbs. Go, went, gone, going. Only one example I have taken here. So, and constant verbs. So, in present, whether it V1 or V2 or V3, they can't change or they do not change our form. The root verb, then past and past participle remain same. That is why those are the constant verbs. Now these main verbs V1, V2, V3, V4, those can be regular, irregular and constant also, but there are two types of all these verbs. The first one, it is transitive verb. Transitive verb means the verb carrying object. That verb is called as transitive verb. And second type of the verb, it is second type of main verb, action verb, it is intransitive verb. So transitive and intransitive, those are the two types of the action verb or main verb. And that V1, V2, V3 and V4, those are the forms. V1 means root verb, V2 means past of the verb, V3 means past participle of the verb, V4 means present participle of the verb. So this is the verb. In verb, helping verb and main verb. And about main verb, I have recently spoken. Now let's move forward again. In predicative part, we also get that object or complement. So what is object? Let's speak about object. So object can be direct object and indirect object also. So which objects are the direct objects and which objects are the indirect objects? So generally speaking, those indirect objects are personal pronouns in objective cases. For example, I, it is subjective case. But if I have to use it as object, then I have to make that I me. So me, us, him, her, them, all these are the personal pronouns we use as object. I have discussed it about your in our topic parts of speech pronouns. So those are the indirect objects and direct objects. So direct object we get after asking the question to the main verb or the verb of the sentence, we get direct object. For example, in this sentence, if I ask that return the question with WH word what, I will get the direct object. Let's ask the question. What did the cab driver return me? What did the cab driver return me honestly? Then I will get the answer, my purse. What did the cab driver return me honestly? The answer is my purse. That is why that my purse, it is direct object. And indirect object, as I have told you, indirect objects are the personal pronouns used in objective cases. That is why if I ask the question with whom, what and whom, if I ask that verb, the question with whom, then I will get the indirect object. For example, whom did the cab driver return my purse honestly? Whom did the cab driver return my purse honestly? I will get the answer, me. So this me, it is indirect object. And complement. So after object, you can lengthen that sentence. So it is that long part of the sentence, it is complement of the sentence. So in this way, we have seen the sentence pattern. So to conclude the sentence pattern, this is the sentence pattern of the assertive sentence. And let me tell you one thing, that subjective part and predicative part I have discussed it about. But speaking about imperative sentences, there is no subjective part. If I say get out, there is no subject. That is why there is no subjective part, only predicative part is included in that imperative sentences. Speaking about exclamatory sentences, subjective part is given after the predicative part. So exclamatory sentence starts with predicative part and ends with subjective part. But here subjective part is given earlier, and after that the predicative part is given. This is the important topic, sentence pattern, because as all of you know, this is the basic grammar, and it will be definitely beneficial for your further grammar topics such as simple, compound, complex sentences, direct, indirect speech, then degree of comparison. So all those topics are based on the basic topics like this: parts of speech, sentence pattern, etc. So I hope all of you have understood what is sentence pattern, what is subjective part, what is predicative part. Now it's enough for today. We will meet in the next grammar topic in the next lecture. Thank you.